Welcome back, everybody, to our challenge podcast. How is everybody doing?
Great.
Dang.
Yeah, we have to talk about this episode. They really just should have called this the challenge clusterfuck instead of double agents, because that's what this season has turned into, is a clusterfuck. But I guess we'll start with ups and downs for you guys.
Oh shit, I didn't even do that.
Me either.
I'm prepared this week. We'll
go with you, Fair.
Up. This one was easy for me. Cam and Casey. Pew! One of y'all two are officially winning now. Congratulations. It is a 2-woman race on the girls' side. And down, probably Dorell and Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I will
get a shot at the skull.
agree with Corey for sure. He's just not going to have a chance. Being like the rogue agent was a good plan for him for a while, but now it's really hurting him because he can't compete at all. Up. I mean, Cam's gonna win, so I can't. Cam's just up every week for me. Although I didn't really understand her and Leroy's vote last night or the other night.
Yeah.
I can kind of explain that, I think. My up, I'm going to go a different direction. CT and Big T. Welcome to the challenge. Big T showed she could, swing on poles and swim through lakes, apparently. Yeah, big on her. And CT getting his opportunity, potentially, to get his skull, which we didn't think he was going to be able to get a daily in order to get himself down there. Down, I mean, everybody else that doesn't have a skull. I mean, I don't have a lot to go off on this episode, but just put everybody else down that doesn't have a skull. Some weird moves made this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I was going to put Big CT up, and then down, I just had Devin and Gabby for the second straight week because I think Devin's time is running out. Oh, God. I mean, was there even anything before the daily to talk about other than CT training Big T? That was about it. And it wasn't much of a training session.
What was that he put around her legs? Is that like a legit
Dave was about to go by himself.
Yeah, like I'm trying to get some big legs here. I miss leg day too often, so
that was a lot on there.
Yeah, I was jiving with it till she had to put the little sensor on her brain, and then I was like, all right, it's getting a little serious. I was cool with the little muscle shaking machine.
What even happened before the daily?
That was all I remembered.
Josh hit on Nani.
Oh yeah, that was creepy. That was creepy. And I don't do my gossip research until after I've watched the episode because I don't want to stumble upon unnecessary spoilers because I want to watch it go along. And I guess during Tori and Anissa's podcast, Anissa said something about Josh asking her to suck his and they just kind of laughed it off. But I was like, Josh, he's I got called a creep last week, but Josh is like,
well, that wasn't on the podcast, but
Josh, oh yeah, that's right. Josh is really getting there for me, and he's kind of weird. I don't know. That whole Nani scene was cringe-worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Pure cringe. That was all I could think. That's exactly the word I was using. It was pure cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else before the daily, so we'll move on to the daily, which was the helicopter hold on to the rope, drop in time, and swim to the buzzer.
How amazing was it when Devin missed his shot after all that shit talking?
That was pretty funny.
I mean, he's funny when he shit talks Josh, but that was funny.
I mean, he ragged on himself after the fact too. I mean, you got to cut him.
You just,
Yeah.
you're supposed to do that.
He took it.
I mean, I would.
He took it on the chin for sure.
I enjoyed Josh bailing a lot more though, because he's so whiny after, of course.
I think that element or that competition looked deceptively easy. I don't see myself being able to hold on to a rope all that well, and on top of that, I'm a horrible swimmer. I would have been doing a low and doing the backstroke all the way there.
I think it looked hard. I mean, having to use all that arm strength to hold on while that helicopter's moving and then swim that length through the platform, I feel like you'd be tired. I'd be tired.
I feel like it's all technique when it comes to the rope part, because like I actually think I'm a big dude and I don't think I'd have a problem holding onto the rope if you just do it right. You just got to wrap a leg around it, get all your leverage there, and then step on the other side. Nobody was using the proper rope technique to hold their weight up on a rope, which surprised me, because they were like, a lot of them were just using pure upper body strength. And in that case, it would be very hard. But if you literally just entwine your leg around the rope one time and then use your other foot to step on top of your first foot, I don't think it's that hard.
Yeah, but can you do that while you're like swinging from a moving helicopter?
MTV, give me a shot. Call it the fucking doofus challenge or something, because I would like to show that I think I could. I don't know though. It might be a little bit more difficult, but with that environment for sure. I was surprised doing it.
My balance is horrible, so the chance that I even maintained my balance and stayed on the boat before getting to the rope is almost yeah. I would have fell off before I even got a chance. Been rocking back and forth.
Now that part I might have failed at. Like, put the rope in my hands, I think we're fine, but getting to the rope might be tricky.
Any other takeaways from this challenge that you want to talk about? I mean, the best part of the episode for me, the most entertaining part, unfortunately, was Anissa slowly falling down the rope with the
like a turd. Her analogy.
Lola posted on Twitter that the challenge was rigged and that CT and Big T technically didn't win because she didn't land in the drop zone.
Lola was saying that too.
Well, there's more to that, because apparently Casey and Leroy got 2 chances to go, which I think is why Josh was confused when he asked, "Are we DQ'd?" Because Casey and Leroy, and I think another pair, got 2 chances. I guess Leroy missed, or Casey fell into the water. Something happened. I'd have to go back and look. But there were 2 teams that got 2 opportunities to go, or got opportunity to go twice. So there's some shady business there. But like Devin said on his Twitter, I mean, it's a game show. It's not always going to be fair. Compete. We're here to entertain. Do your thing. Stop whining.
Yeah, that's a good point.
My big part was her complaining that her shoe came off and it was holding her back. But anytime I've been in the water, wearing shoes makes it a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
So I would have been a lot happier not wearing shoes.
And losing a shoe doesn't make you flop on your back like a dead seal or something trying to swim. Like, this is an Olympian. I don't even have words to describe this lady's swimming technique. Clearly, she is not a water Olympian.
She wasn't going to win because she wasn't in it anymore.
I am concerned about Nam, though, not just because what we're going to talk about here in a couple minutes, but he mentioned his back for a 2nd week in a row, and I'm wondering if he has, a slip disc, something like that he needs to get looked at. There's no way he's going to be able to run a final. There's no way he's going to be able to win an elimination if he's got a pinched nerve or something in his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to point out last week about Nam, because he was complaining about that last week. He's honestly not the best partner in the world either. I think Lolo sucks, but so does Nam, to be honest. He did get a 1 challenge. It's not Beastmaster. Sorry.
I think it's easy to, if you're a competitive person, to get lost in the unfairness of the production sometimes as a competitor. Because I wouldn't have liked it if I was competing and I saw a team drop 20 yards past everyone else and they're just like, oh, just go ahead and finish. Like, oh, and you just smoked everybody. You just had the time of the fucking year. Oh, but you had a, half head start. I think that would irk anybody, honestly. Like if they're there to win, they're playing for a lot of freaking money. So I would have probably been one of the salty ones too. But I mean, what can you do? But I do think that's important to point out before we just give CT and Big T all the credit in the world, is that a lot of people were saying it was very, very suspect, weighted towards them, a little bit.
Yeah.
I struggle with it because, like you said, they are playing for a lot of money. But several years ago, they changed their filing so that the show is deemed entertainment and not a game show. So the SEC has no involvement like you would if this was Survivor or Big Brother, where they can't rig it because there's actual.
Which they don't get involved with the Big Brother anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So I would think you've got to have that in your mind going into the show, knowing that they can basically do whatever the hell they want to do to get the outcome that they want for this television show. So, and I think the OGs of the show know that, and those that are real competitors outside of this game think that it's going to be fair when it's probably not going to be fair.
And that's probably why the OGs roll with the punches so much better than a lot of the rookies and newer competitors too, because they're just used to it. They've probably seen it happen many seasons before, stuff we don't even know about. Just seeing production nudge a little bit this way, a little bit that way. It doesn't have to always be super obvious.
I feel like it probably also benefits them more most of the time.
Well, shit, I mean, they have income streams outside of this show from, social media, appearance fees for the little get-togethers they do. I mean, they know what they're doing. The television show, although it's a game, the television show aspect of it is their career for the most part for some of them.
Yeah, winning the money is just a bonus. Like winning the show is just a bonus. Everything else that comes with the show is their career.
Yep. And that was like Leroy said in this episode. Yeah, the money would be nice, but I want that title. For when you think of Leroy, you think of a challenge champion. And that's what a lot of them are there for.
Yeah,
they want
I
that
think
street
that's what they
cred.
mostly care about is the title. Because it's going to keep them coming back, though. If they're good competitors and they're good, I mean, that's what's going to pay them.
I think Leroy said this is his last season, win, lose, or draw.
It's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
Well, I guess that was it for that. The daily Big CT did win. I guess next I'd like to talk about Dorell's edit because it's just lost because CT's talking about how he doesn't know where Dorell lies, and then he's voting with the Big Brother lines. But we've seen nothing of his game. We've barely seen him in confessionals. So it's just, I don't understand what they want us to take from his game this season.
Yeah, he's not really doing a whole lot, or they're not showing him do a whole lot. I'm not really surprised that he voted with the Big Brother alliance just because his partner is in that alliance. And they've been together the whole time, right? So I can see that's where his allegiance would lie this go around.
And his hand was forced because Cam and Leroy didn't have to vote the way they did. I mean, I think they were trying to put pressure on Dorell to make him pick a side.
I think they were trying not to pick a side.
Yeah, I think they burn voted. They voted for Lolo and Nom.
They voted for Lolo.
Yeah.
No.
Dorell did make a good point though on Twitter that CT and Teresa were plotting to not let Dorell into the finals, so it's not like he should be trusting CT anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see the Big Brother people doing him any favors either, though. Honestly, that's the flip side of that coin. I think him and CT were kind of on the same boat to begin with. Nobody really wants to give him a shot. Like if it happens, it happens, but no one's like aching to give him that shot. So I actually don't necessarily. I mean, I'm not there, but I don't necessarily. The logic with Dorell's decision kind of does elude me because yeah, I get that his partner's in the Big Brother Alliance, but I'm with CT on this one. If you spent 10 years doing a show with somebody and you've pretty much gotten along the whole time, you know they're not going to really screw you over. There's not a whole lot more trust you can earn with somebody other than, over that period of time on such a cutthroat type show. And if you've played that many seasons with somebody and they haven't screwed you over, quite frankly, that should be one of your top allies, period. And so I don't really understand Dorell's logic.
I just don't get why he's screwing him over by putting Devin in instead of Josh. In my eyes, in a competition, Devin and Josh are fairly equal as far as like the likelihood that CT is going to beat them.
I mean, I
throw
agree
a ball
with that.
5 feet, and Devin beat
Beat
West.
either one of them in a physical competition, unless it's some crazy puzzle. Devin takes it then, but he's going to beat both of them. It wasn't like Dorell was stabbing CT in the back and like throwing him in the crater when he didn't want to go in, or he told him, "Oh, I'm not going to." I just don't. I think Dorell made the decision that he thought was best for his long-term game. And he has to understand, we've played this game together for 10 years. We haven't had any beef between us. We're still like, this isn't going to kill that 10-year friendship, this move. And it's not really going to hurt him.
Yeah, but
That's
how do you
really not
feel
a big
it
deal.
benefited Dorell? Like, what do you think? How do you feel that? Like, because Devin's a pretty big veteran too, so it feels like he kind of turned his back on Devin there too. And it's like, I'm just curious, like, how do you feel that it benefits Dorell to roll with the Big Brother crew when they're clearly not all about giving him his shit?
I mean, I just don't think it benefits him either way, honestly.
Right.
It could. I think he's caught in this. He's in a tough place because he wants to go with Big Brother because there's more of them, and that's more opportunities that they would give him to go down there. Like, say, Fessy won a daily. Fessy could throw him down in there to get his gold skull, but we all know, and he even said this himself, that none of them want to see him in a final. They're locking him out. So I don't know if he's just confused at this point or what, but
him, I'd want to run a final with Big Brother and not with CT and the majorly experienced vets. Why am I going to want to run a final? Yeah, you're my good friend. We've known each other forever, but you said it yourself. You've played this game this entire time, trying to scare people, make people afraid of you. I don't want to run a final with you because that's what you're known for. I have a much better chance of beating everybody in the Big Brother Alliance. It's not really in his favor to work with CT.
Yeah, but it wasn't about CT because CT was going in either way. It was more about Devin or Josh, and I'm just like I'm word vomit sometimes, but I'm like, because I've said shit like this perhaps on maybe shows where I'm like, I don't see how you could like this person more than this person because it fucking makes no sense. Because one person is extremely charming and likable, and the other is, as he was called, a goof, which is a pretty good word. I would, doofus, any of those. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think Devin is only extremely charming and likable if you're somebody that is attracted and not on the opposite end of his charming abilities and what he.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I can see how Devin's an asshole and you wouldn't like him. Like, if you don't like that kind of personality and you're not the one, getting it thrown at you, like, Josh isn't going to like Devin ever because he just bullies him all the time. Devin is a bully.
And Josh is like the easiest target on the planet. I mean,
he is, but enough is enough. Honestly, this challenge, I didn't know I had these strong feelings, you guys, honestly. But this challenge, I was like, I mean, oh no, I just need a few more minutes and then I'll be done. Get over yourself. You're a dude. He's just mean. He's a mean kid. I don't like mean people.
I can see if he wasn't like this outside of the game, then I would get it. But he is a douchebag away from the game too. But in a game like this, I'm utilizing every advantage I can get. And if that's getting into somebody's head with mocking them and just putting them down, I mean, playing for $1 million, then yeah, I might do it.
I don't know. I just think he goes too far. It's just too much.
I see where you're coming from, because I mean, I hate bullying. I really do. It's just hard not to kick somebody when they write a big fucking target on their chest that says, kick me here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you're joking or not. Am I supposed to kick you? I don't know. You're making it real easy too.
Like, he's making fun of somebody for making a mistake, which, yes, Josh is a goof. We're all making fun of him for that mistake. Don't get me wrong. But I would also make that mistake, right? But Devin was just so confident about it and then went and made the same mistake.
Did I ever ask you if you were an Evil Dick fan?
Me?
Yeah.
I actually was, yeah. But because I couldn't stand what's her face?
Deleon would tell you you're not consistent.
Oh my God, Deleon is consistent.
Consistent. If you like the villains, you like the villains. No, I was happy Devin missed the rope completely, for the record. That made me smile just as much as when Josh missed it. But I don't know, man. Josh is just so unlikable that I'm not going to come down on anybody who doesn't like him and is outspoken about it.
I mean, I don't like him, but I'm also not just like constantly screaming in his face about how much I don't like him and how stupid he is.
But he's so
I
weak.
bet if you were in front of him and in a house with him, you might.
He's just
I guess we'll never know.
You never know. If you make it on Big Brother, he might be a coach.
If I made it on Big Brother,
God,
maybe
if Josh was a coach, that'd be terrible.
He could teach you how to bait pot and pans, and that's it. And how to take a reward in the first challenge and put a big old target on yourself. That's what Josh has to teach the world of reality shows. Not how to throw, for the record.
Well, on to the next subject of the whole Lolo leaving debacle. Lolo says it was planned from the beginning, allegedly, with production, however.
I mean, that's the speculation that Casey and somebody else overheard her.
It seems real.
Yeah.
Because she had to make the trials for the Olympic bobsled.
I mean, we've talked about this for several episodes now, that she was losing it. And that if she actually was struggling with her mental health because of this, she needed to leave. And she probably said something of that sort, and they used it as an opportunity to get out somebody that could potentially beat them in a final.
For me, I just feel like maybe she's right that it was just planned from production from the start, that she actually couldn't be cast the whole season.
Like a Scaramucci?
I guess. Or
why put her off? Why not just put somebody else?
Maybe they were struggling
on this one, Meg. Like, why even do it if you're not gonna like? That makes no sense.
The stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Payday.
Yeah, they could. Who was the other Olympian in Champs versus Stars? Louise, or whatever her name was. They should have cast her.
I mean, all I heard about was Lolo said that she had to go give that speech in front of everybody that production told her to, and explain why she was leaving, or give a good excuse, a good show of things for why she had to leave, and that she didn't want to leave. It's a whole confusing situation, honestly, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But it's really good for KC and Cam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lola wouldn't have gone to the final anyway, the rate she was going.
You're right.
True. That's really all I have, because it ended on a cliffhanger, so we don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, we kind of know, but
We can
security breach. I don't give a shit, to be honest, about this twist, but
you don't think it's massive? You don't think it's like a purge or something?
I think Teresa's coming, and that's the twist.
I mean, if Lolo did leave on her own wanting, right? It wasn't planned from the beginning. Why would Teresa still be there? And how could they bring her in like within a day?
I mean, it
That's why
hasn't
I
been
think it
2
was the
weeks.
plan for a while.
Well, me and predictions. I mean, I've got it going either two ways because as it stands, it's 9 men and 7 women. So either a woman's coming back and it's going to be a women's challenge instead of a men's, or it's going to be a 3-way men's elimination. Like we had, was it Final Reckoning, where it was 3 guys holding on to a pole. So it's got to be one of those. They've
I think
got
it's
to bring
another
somebody
woman.
back. Yeah, I don't agree that it will be Teresa though.
I just feel like it's the only logical choice. Because of COVID, I think Tori's been gone too long.
I mean, they can bring little Amber back.
That would be a waste.
Yeah, why would they do that? I mean, I can see Teresa coming back, but I don't know. Why do it right before the elimination challenge?
To be dramatic, I don't know.
I mean, they have 2 free guys now, so it has to be a guy's elimination to free up more girls. It's 100%. I was just
But they
wondering
still
if
need more women.
I was wondering if they were gonna do like some big purge sort of thing, like, and just have more people going at it than we initially thought. And I'm hoping it's something crazy. I really am. I'm hoping that this is like a major thing and not just Teresa's back.
I hope so, but I don't see it. It might be a what?
It could be a what?
A double elimination. Maybe girls and guys.
I've been wanting that to happen, but
I don't think it's going to be that because they've already showed the preview for the next episode, at least some of it. And Big T's clearly in some red room yelling at somebody about something. So if it's a team challenge, then obviously we know CT and Big T is going to win. Now, granted, the production hasn't been super flawless when it comes to their editing. So it's entirely possible that they overlooked this.
But it might not be a team's challenge. It might be the guys versus each other and the girls versus each other.
that's true.
Well, I can tell you this because the daily for next week is going to be the eating challenge. And from you get to see Corey, but from the preview at the very beginning of the season, it did show CT and Corey in the eating challenge. So
then Corey must get a partner if he's competing.
It's wild because they need to free up 2 girls now.
They have to be bringing somebody back. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, it's either
Nam could just be the rogue.
Yeah. It's just weird because they would be having the women do the same type of elimination that they did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true.
But that does make sense because one of the previews was Corey vomiting all over the place, and then one of the early previews had CT shoveling his face with food. So plus we know that CT gets in a fight here soon anyways. So maybe they do make Nam the rogue.
Yeah, CT probably sends Devin home, and Gabby goes with Corey, and Nam's rogue.
I don't think CT is going to stay with Big T. I think they're I don't know. They're kind of foreshadowing it because Big T's like, oh, I can trust CT so much. We're on the same page. And I can totally see CT being like, all right, Cam, I guess it's us, or something like that. Like, I didn't pick you at the beginning, but I'm going to pick you now.
No, it wouldn't be CT sending Devin home. I think they'll do a women's elimination. Whoever returns probably sends. Oh, fuck it. I give up.
They can't do a girls' elimination. Everything bad this season has happened to girls. Like, they're short on girls.
That's why they need another girl, though.
Yeah, like, I mean, in production, in defense of production, everything has happened to girls. Like, there's been no balance. So they are kind of having a scramble to try to keep things even in a game like this, given the fact that every injury, every person who quits. Leo actually quit. He was a guy, but
I know what it's like to scramble to at a game and change half the things you got to do. So I know it could be a pain in the ass.
This
Maybe Teresa comes back and does she automatically gets put with Nom, or maybe she gets to pick between Nom and Corey, and then
don't
CJ
pick Corey.
and out, and Gabby has her pick.
Teresa's a legit final threat to Casey and Cam.
It is, I agree.
If Teresa comes back, she is a legit threat to. She'll bring at least the possibilities in my brain of the girls' side winner to 3 people, which would be good because it's really boring knowing it's going to be one person or the other. Like, how not balanced can you have it?
Yeah, but I feel like we've known that from the beginning.
Yeah, but that was no, because like Tori was
Yeah,
like
Natalie.
Ashley
yeah.
could run finals. They had some beasts in there. They just,
That's true.
ran into some either some unfortunate challenges or went up against other beasts.
Man, I forgot about Natalie.
We ain't gonna be seeing that truck with the signs getting thrown off anymore since that led to 2 injuries.
I would go as far as to say if Jordan was there, Tori wouldn't have lost her round to Anissa. If Jordan would have been there, I know they're not together, but if she had that strategy guy who's like, push the damn cart back, get the momentum, and flip it over, Tori doesn't even lose to Anissa. So Tori was my favorite to win on the girls' side for sure. I would love to see them bring her back, but I just don't think that would be fair.
I just know that they should not have ended on a cliffhanger. I thought they were done with that. What was it, 2 seasons ago, where it seemed like every week was a cliffhanger? I don't see why they couldn't fit all of this into one episode.
Yeah.
I don't hate cliffhangers as much as everybody else because I like to do them from time to time, but this episode just sucked altogether, so that didn't help.
They had a lot of room. They could have cut a lot from this episode and not done the cliffhanger.
Yeah, they could have just cut Lolo in 30 seconds and been
And all
done with
the
it.
Amber B Gabby drama. Who fucking cares? Who
Yeah, the
cares?
whole bar scene could have gone.
They just have not edited the season well at all, or interestingly.
You hear that? Hi, Julie. I know you like to disagree with us, but production's sucking it up.
For the record, she listened to the podcast last week and agreed with us for the most part. So, any final thoughts?
That's all I got. Bad episode.
It was a bad
Yeah,
episode.
you got to go.
Dramatically.
That's the better way to do it.
Are you not entertained? No, I'm not.
No,
No.
we're not. We're not
Insane.
entertained.
Yawn.
I was
Yeah, these
entertained
episodes
by
are-
Josh and Devin not me making the rope. That was the highlight of the entertainment on this episode.
They don't need these episodes to be as long if they're not going to edit it well.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all I have this week. Hopefully something big happens with this twist next week, and we have a lot to talk about.
Hopefully.
Here's hoping.
See everybody next week.
Bye.